Hello, hello. Welcome to today. Let's tune in to the frequencies of the day. After we cleanse them. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see what's gonna come up for us today. I wanted to make sure to do a good shuffle of this deck here. I hope you are well and good and feeling the love, holding the love, being the love butterfly, and all that jazz. Okay. We got two cards coming up. The first one is Courage, a 32. Look at all this heart, green heart space color here. The courage to love, to hold the love, to be the love, to be in love, to go after love, to fight for love. Gorgeous. The courage butterfly. And inner abundance. Beautiful. Beautiful. Pouring out for all to see. The courage to cultivate and nurture your inner spaces. Beautiful. And we've got a flock of swans. Are they called? And that's a 3-2. Aha! A 3-2. It's a 3 and a 3-2. Okay. It's just a little something there. Okay, so the courage to be gorgeous on the inside. Yes. This is it. This is it. It is your time to be gorgeous. To see the evidences of your gorgeousness from the inside, reflecting back to you from the outside. Courage to acknowledge, recognize, and claim the reflections of your inner. You have to recognize and know of your inner abundance in order to be able to recognize it externally, right? Okay, we'll see what the Actuarians wanna add to that. Okay. We've got no, that's not duality. What is that one? And this one, what is this one? Wisdom, maybe? And I don't know. I can't remember. They all start to look the same. Ooh, connected. We opened right up on it. Okay, the energy of connected helps you to connect your heart with your higher self and listen to this inner wisdom. Okay, we talk about this a lot, this coherence between your knowing, right, and your heart space. Yes, wearing the appropriate shirt for that today. Okay, your connectedness, right? And this connection, think of it like a beautiful waterfall, okay? That is your connection, and your maintenance of your connection nurtures your inner tending with its gorgeous flow, right? Like your garden is a lot more bountiful when you water it regularly, right? Okay. And then this other one, it's like wisdom or something. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Maybe it's loyalty to your heart space, to your inner, to your pathway, to your heart space and mind. This is dedication, right? Daily maintenance. Where is it? There it is. Freedom. It's freedom. Look at how hard I had to find freedom. I had to look almost through every page before I found it, right? There's your dedication. There's your resilience. There's your focus. There's your focus. Freedom. Wow. Do you have the courage to be free? Okay, the energy of freedom helps us reach our own freedom. We often search for freedom outside of ourselves, which causes us to feel locked up. Freedom has nothing to do with the circumstances surrounding us. It is the quality that we can only find within ourselves, okay? In our abundance, the courage to look, to seek, to explore, and to find. Wow. This is gonna be one of those readings like they always seem to be. Crazy. I guess we have levels of crazy, but they're all crazy. Crazy awesome. Okay. Let's see what the runes want to add to this craziness. Othala. Beautiful. This speaks about legacy. Okay. This is it. We can talk ourselves out of this work by thinking it's too selfish, right? We're too selfish. We're just focusing on ourselves. How are we going to heal the world by healing ourselves, right? But it is like the hermit crab, right? Hermit crabs, they swap out their homes when it gets too small and tight and crowded. Then they start looking for something else. And their old home becomes the home of the next generation, the next appropriate sized crabbe who moves in, right? And it's about leaving things better than when you got it. So the things that you deal with and make better, right? And you leave that for the next generation. So yeah, the ancestral, what do you call that thing? What do you call that thing? Legacy. Okay. Home, inheritance, group, prosperity, heritage, and ancestors. Look at the beautiful home the little hermit crab has inherited from the crab that came before him. If each generation treats this shell with delicacy and contributes their own positive acts of care, upkeep, and enhancement, the ancestral property will remain strong and give strength to the lineage going forward. Othala asks you to look at your place in time and space, both in terms of the inheritance coming to you and the inheritance you will leave behind. It calls for the wise management of resources. And I like to consider the shell like Earth, okay, and we living upon it. Our actions, our thoughts, all contributing to the whole, right? Okay, okay, okay. Magician, what was this flipped one? How do these things happen? Strange days. Okay. It's the magic. It's the magic. Okay. Let's do some proper shuffies here. That was not the proper shuffie. Who's this? The Page of Pentacles. Okay. Being one able to receive. This is part of your legacy, okay? What you take on, what you add to, what you choose to carry around with you. How your manifestations are contributing to the betterment and the good of all, right? Okay. Okay, yes. The Page of Pentacles. This is the newness in the material, right? Not a king, not a queen, not a master, but definitely well on their way. Not a knight either. This is the process of recognition of your ability to manifest. This work on the inner spaces, contributing to your connection and your freedom, right? This is your legacy, but it has beautiful consequences. And one of those consequences is the mirroring of your internal in your external. And that's what right now we are tapping into the frequencies of the summer solstice. And it is about abundance and fruition and stepping into the light through this portal. So there's that. Okay, but you always have a choice. You decide in your every moment how you tend your inner spaces, right? What kind of liquids and fertilizer you are using. It's like something can be beautifully abundant, but if we pour boiling water on it, right? Or if we over fertilize it, or if we dig it up, it's going to have consequences. So the choices of your manifestations. This is it. With great power comes great responsibility. Your power to manifest. It's the feedback loop, right? So there's still a maintaining necessary. There's still a mindfulness. There's still a regular and constant choosing of the love, right? That flipped right out. Okay, beautiful relationships, reciprocating relationships. You can choose to nurture the kinds of relationships that are reciprocating, are balanced, are in line with your inner spaces, right? Your external relationships. And the quality. This is it. The quality of what you tend your inner spaces with, right? And the courage to recognize when an option comes up that is not going to add gorgeous fuel to your inner, right? Something like that. Okay. What is this? Yes. Okay. There's the cohesion. Cohesion? Yes. Coherence. Cohesion? Coherence. Cohesion, that's like a binding. Anyways, both. Between your intuitive knowing and your heart space. I link the heart space with the throat, right? What you speak is your heart's voice. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Okay, so yes, and it landed on the 2 here, which is very much this you choosing. Okay, so I want to actually, because there are 2 pages here on either side of your balancing, that you're choosing, making decisions tapped in, balanced, right? Tapped into your inner knowing, to your intuition. You're not using your eyes to decide. You are listening in a balanced, grounded, right? Connected, sitting on the earth here by the water, this emotion, this allowing your internal to tell you if it's something. It's like, I got this jug of liquid sunshine, and everything in your inner garden is like, yay, we can't wait for that, right? Or if you're like, I got this jug of crap, right? Although some gardens love a little crap, okay? But you know what I'm saying? And if it's like, oh, no, we don't want any of that, right? Listening to it. This is where your choice, this is part of the new, this is part of your inheritance, I feel, is getting really good at realizing and receiving the manifestations that you put out into the world, okay? And realizing the connection. It's like the kinds of seeds or tubers or whatever, right? If you can look at it and it looks, diseased and awful, well, don't put that one in your garden, right? Wow. We got the justice coming out again, okay? The scales, this rebalancing and balancing. Your justice talks about you getting what you deserve, right? The righting of the scales in your favor. The getting back what you've given. This is part and parcel of your connection, of your receiving, your ships coming in, of your freedom. This is a new way of moving through life, blindfolded, right? Going by feel, trusting the intuitive nudges, the intuitive hits, the intuitive leans, and having the courage to act upon them, to go for them, to take them, to initiate, to activate. Okay. Trust in the things happening behind the scenes, okay, and protect it, or the things that are happening behind the scenes are divinely protected. Again, same within yesterday's reading. Your free, or was it the day before? Anyways, one of them. The maintenance of your frequency is your protection, right? You lifting yourself to a higher vibration, you are elevating yourself out of dense, lower frequencies and energies, and your environment must readjust to your holding. Yes, this is why when you come to a place that's really busy and then when you leave, there's barely anybody there. It's like everybody's just like, I gotta get out of here. And vice versa. You walk into a place that's empty and all of a sudden while you're there, it gets packed, right? This is also a result of your frequency. People are drawn and repulsed. This is why we need to not hold fixed to all the things and allow the ebbs and flows, allow the people to come and goes, because energetically there is stuff going on, right? Your resonance is affecting. And so the people that are drawn to you for whatever reason, whether they come right up to you and engage with you or not, there is a sympathetic resonance that is happening. Your frequency is affecting. Okay, so that all came with these two, trusting in the things happening behind the scenes and that you are protected, right? Because you are elevating yourself, creating your own level of protection. This is like my sentinel, the bouncer that stands at the threshold between energy or dimensions or whatever, right? And it checks in. What you got here? Let me look at your ID, right? Limiting beliefs, doubts, fears. You're not ready to come into this. Like you can't, right? But I want to. You can't. Okay. But this having faith in the things growing, the things happening behind the scenes, the seeds that you have planted are growing beneath the surface, all of the things. And then what is this card? It's your transformation, okay? This is the death of the old way, where you used to use your eyes, where you used to walk into situations and then when you're there, be like, why am I here right now? I didn't want to come. right? I had feelings, I had the signs, I had the inklings that this wasn't the space for me, and yet I am here, right? That that was a necessary part of the process to know, right? You have to go to a few places that you didn't want to go to reinstate that, you should have listened to your inner knowing, right? Something like that. Okay, but this is the transformation, the end of the old ways. Now the rebirth is making decisions, taking actions, and being in a place of balance and connectedness, right? Freedom. You're no longer swayed by passive aggressive manipulation, right? You're no longer taking on when somebody is disappointed in your choices and they do that, like, whatever, it's fine, okay, do what you gotta do. It's this, like, the words sound supportive, but the energy behind it is like guilt tripping, right? And that used to work. That used to work. Even when you were making your boundary or drawing your line, it would linger, right? You'd get off the phone with the person or whatever, and you would have this, like, oh, maybe I should, oh, they're really upset and I need to, deny my own comforts and inner well-being in order to make them feel better, right? This is the death of that version of self. You are holding your inner spaces as the most important, period. This is your legacy. This is your freedom, right? You're doing things because it feels right, not because it feels like you have to, right? You're no longer concerned if somebody is, going to hold a grudge and be upset with you because you put a boundary. You are now like, this is what I have to do for me, or for myself. You either, acknowledge, love, and support, or you don't. And either way, I'm still good, right? And this is what helps to define your relationships. The ones who can, who do, who will honor, love, support, cherish, still invite you out for other things, or take into consideration your needs, right? Like, if somebody only ever invites you when there's tons of people and you keep telling them, like, I want to hang out with you guys, but not like with tons of people, but they never invite you when it's just them. They only invite you when there's tons of people. Like, it's just, it's one of those, it is what it is things. Like, this is my boundary, and you keep asking me to toss my boundary to the side instead of trying to support, right? Difference. Anyways, this is part of this readjusting phase, okay? It's part of your experience. You've been there, you've done that, you've gone to places where there's gatherings and there's groups of people that you wouldn't normally choose to hang out with. And you've been in that space, right? You've taken on the energies, you felt it all, and it sucks, right? There's days of recovery afterwards. Your experience allows you to recall that that's usually what happens when you go out into these situations, and you're choosing to not, sorry, that doesn't seem like something that's going to be fun for me, right? This is not something like I don't want to spend my time with people that I wouldn't choose to spend my time with, like, Okay. Focus on your rest and your honoring of versions of self. Okay, this is beautiful because this is the necessary recovery after the death of the old, after releasing old versions that no longer serve. Is this rest and recuperation stage. This is how you regain your balance and stability, right? It's like a spider, a tarantula. Have you ever seen one molting, right? It lies on its back and it does like these kind of shaky things or pulses, and it releases itself, sheds the old skin because it got too tight and claustrophobic. But then once it's shed its old skin, it's not jumping up and running and doing its thing. It has this period of recalibration. It's vulnerable and it needs to rest. And it also convulses because it's activating the new sets of muscles. But the point is it's taking the time to adjust to its new. And just like when you are a baby, you're not running as soon as you're born, right? There is a period of adjusting, right? First, it's like, where am I? What's going on? The whole baby dynamic. And then toddlers, everything's wobbly. They got to hold on for support. And then they're taking a few steps, but they're still falling down, right? And then they start to get momentum. They start to build the strength, and then they're running. And you're like, why did I ever teach you how to run? Now I have to run after you, right? Okay. Okay, we'll go through one more time. If there's anybody else, I guess I kind of went through a couple times. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So speaking about the people and the unknown, okay, there are times where you're invited out to situations or even like going to a restaurant or an event, right, where there are people that are around or present that you wouldn't necessarily have chosen to hang out with, right? We can't control all of the environments, but something about the unknowns, right? The soon to be revealed, and the people in this deck, they're for or against you. It is unknown, right? You have to engage, you have to assess, feel it out when you're out in the world. They are drawn to you for whatever reasons. I just feel like this ebb and flow, right? This the ones who cannot hold space for your boundaries will recede or pull away or move away, creating space for those who can hold and honor and acknowledge you. Okay, and the moon also speaks about, yes, the unknown, the darkness, but also the faith, the flow, faith to flow. As long as you are connected to this source, right? I feel like there's some connection with this inner abundance adding to, like, it's creating the river, or it's definitely adding into the river, right? And we flow in the river. Trust in your inner knowing and connectedness get really good, or you've gotten really good, or this is your rebirth of one who is good at trusting what they feel, not what they see, right? That'll come in handy in the dark times. This is your faith, right? The gradual reveal. The moon, it's not always dark. It has its phases. I'm getting a little bit. Look at these portals. It's so portally. Okay. 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 I feel like we should get an astro card. Seems how we are on a summer solstice. It's summer solstice eve in real time. This is the energy. Timeless messages, whenever it reaches you, it's your summer solstice time. It's just the energy we're tapping into to find these messages, to pull them out, to look at them and integrate. Okay. There's a card and one flipped over in here. Wow. Wow. And what's this one? Wow. Okay. We've got a 34, which is your north node, the future. Talk about powerful, okay. And we got a 7, Libra, balance, okay. Another set of scales, dudes. We got scales, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. Okay, wait a second. No, that's an 8. Okay, we love an 8. But this is 2 7s. Ooh, and justice is an 11. Okay, all the numbers. All the numbers. We also have 3 pages. Okay, so this is like new. This is the new way, this faith, this manifesting, and this speaking cohesion of your thoughts and your words. Like, this is the new way. This is the new way, and receiving your gorgeous ships and soul tribe, right? Wow. Okay. Let's do 7 first. The Navajo refer to the beauty way as the path of a life lived in balance, living in the right relations with one another, with the cycles of nature, with the ecosystem all around, and with spirit. Let the beauty way call you. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. I named this playlist that all these readings are on. I named it The Gorgeous Way after the Beauty Way. Okay. So that's extra beauty. Extra beauty. Okay. And your north node or ascending node represents a place the soul longs to be where fate beckons. Okay. Just a quick little side thing. My north node is Libra. Okay, so fun fact. Okay. This is uncharted territory. You don't have a map. The north node calls you to territory that doesn't have a particular charge and can either be an exciting exploration or a start off a bit bland and become more satisfying as you proceed. This is the trust the flow into the unknown, right? The lunar nodes are the points on the zodiac where the moon's orbit crosses the ecliptic. When the moon, sun, and earth exactly line up here, a shadow mysteriously covers the sun or moon and creates an eclipse. The ancients thought a giant creature cast those shadows, and referred to the nodes as the head and tail of a dragon. The point where the moon heads north is called the North Node, the dragon's head, and calls you forward. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. The action. Think about where you'd like to be and what you'd like to be doing in 10 years, and make this a beacon that guides you through the time in between. Notice what piques your curiosity. That's something that excites and beckons you, even if it's unfamiliar. Practice beginner's mind and learn the basics. There's all the page, right? Energy. Some people may resist your change and tell you to stay in your lane, but that is just their discomfort talking. Advisors, friends, or employees who were once perfect for you may no longer be the companions you need on this fresh path. Confirmation. If they truly wish the best for you, they will eventually celebrate as your world expands. If your field of expertise feels too small or confined, branch out and explore new territory. Along this path are people you need to meet and situations that push you out of your comfort zone and call you to your soul's growth. The challenge. It can be scary to leave familiar territory. Even people who love you may resist your evolution if it could pull you away from them. Aww. The gift. New beginnings dawn and your fate awaits. This path may start off with uncertainty, but it will become more solid and delicious as you progress. Wow. Wow, those were some powerful confirmations. Whoa. On many levels, okay? Like, yeah. Okay. Archetype. Okay, we'll do it archetype. We're hitting the powerhouses today, so we might as well. What powerful archetype? Wow. Okay. The one. Amazing. Look at the 3 X's. 3 strikes, and you're up. The one. Neo. I actually just clip from the Matrix came up on my feed this morning, and it was about love being the glitch in the Matrix or whatever. So it was all like the shots of Neo and Trinity and all that. Oh, look, and I just opened up on the lovers. Okay, which happens to be a swan, and then there's this group of swans here. So it's like you're tending to your inner let go, let flow, and your soul tribe you will find. You will find. Okay. 30 is non-duality, one love, unus mundus. Wow. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The one is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet, when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls over all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away and we are left with what is. The precious knowing that life is a gift and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. Beautiful. When light serves, loves, accepts, and resonates, when dark ignores, omits, and excludes, it is said that Om is the primordial sound of the universe and that all other mantras are born from it. Simply imagining this possibility will activate the one. Om. Okay, and what else to say? The unus mundus is a circle representing the unity of existence. Is it possible that the beginning and the end of all things is love? Beautiful. Look at that with the Neo and the Matrix, and it was talking about love being the glitch, or it was like a fan theory or whatever. And then that, and then the one, I mean, it's crazy, right? Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Everybody calm down. Let's take a couple of these cards. That's too many. There, that's better. And one flipped. One flipped. And it was joy. Yes, make time for joy. My conscious discovery of happiness in every moment allows me to rejoice in bliss. Beautiful. Forgiveness. When I change my perspective from resentment to unconditional love, I clear a path to happiness within myself. Beautiful. Breathe. Through the awareness of my breath, I can cross the bridge from stress to stillness. Yes, breathing can really help during those moments where you typically react instead of respond, right? It buys you the time to do the latter. Take a deep breath, maybe take another one, right? Consider the big picture. Is this worth me? You know, what are the words that I'm going to say? How is that going to affect my inner garden? All of the things. And then moving accordingly from a space of love, right? That is the choice that we all have. That is the power of our free will. This choosing of love. Okay? In all situations, I have the power to choose from infinite possibilities. Beautiful. And positivity, okay, part of the beauty way and the gorgeous way. When I choose to see the best in everything, I enjoy an optimistic perspective and attract joyful abundance. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, gorgeous. Wow. Wow. Okay, is that everything? I think that's enough. Okay. Should we charms? Should we charms? I think I'm just gonna pull, old fashioned. Pull and drop. Okay. Okay. Let's look. This is it. Okay. So we've got an angel feather, this beautiful reciprocating relationships, soul tribe. It's all being divinely guided by the angels. Okay, this is your trust, this is your faith, this is your rebalancing of your justice. Okay, all you need to do is to maintain your gorgeous protection. That's the amethyst butt spider. This is the maintenance of your field of resonance while all the things are balancing around you. Okay. Look at, we've got a gorgeous unicorn frolicking in the unknown spaces. Okay. And if you're flowing, you will get to see them. Okay, something about that. Your magical self. This transformation in the dark, it's like the egg, the creature growing inside the egg. It's dark, right? Being inside the womb, it's dark. And you are emerging a magical unicorn. Okay, yes. And then we've got breathe and trust. And we've got well behaved women rarely make history. So still be your gorgeous, fun self. You're just motivated by love now and not defense and not people pleasing, not external validation, not all those other things. This is what you are protecting, your freedom, okay, to sing your beautiful song, to have a place to land, to be feel safe, but also to fly free. Okay, this is what you protect with your energetic resonance, and trust your dreams. Okay, my dream last night, a little owl grabbed my kitten, my little orange kitten, and carried it off into the forest, and I couldn't let it go, and I was like preparing to go into the woods to try and find this kitten and this owl. But the task was daunting. The forest was huge. It was getting dark, right? I was gonna climb every tree and look in all its branches to try to find, like it was a ridiculous task, and really I just needed to let it go. Not all things are meant to be saved, right? No matter how cute. Okay, we've got luck coming in. I feel like this is a result of maybe your first manifestation, tangible, is going to seem lucky, right? Like winning the lottery seems lucky, but we know it is part of our connection and inner abundance being mirrored back at us, right? We've got it's en route, okay? It's coming. It's affected by your constantly choosing of the love, okay? You are the one. That's the thing with Neo, which also is one. Neo is one, is the one. Stands for one. It's the one, it's the word one, where the letters moved around. And his whole thing was he had to believe he was the one to be the one, right? That's why nobody could tell him, because he didn't believe it. The minute he believed it, that's when he became it, right? So too with you. Okay. Look at this. You're bringing wishes in through your thoughts and your word coherence, which is beautiful. That's a demonstration of this gorgeous power that you've cultivated, that you have tended to, that you courageously protect and nurture. Okay, and then we got a whole cluster of situations over here. Okay, we got the twin flame butterfly. We've got wishes. Look at your ships coming in. I feel like this is soul tribe. So there's lots going on over here, and I'll leave it up to you to figure out what, okay? That is what I have for you. Gorgeousness, confirmations. Let the people in your life ebb and flow. No matter if they love you and you love them, you will know in your heart if they are coming with you or not, right? And that doesn't mean that you're not going to meet them later on down the road. Yes, it's like the people who are stuck on the bank. They can love you, but if you stop and hang out with them, now you're stuck on the bank, guilty by association, right? And we are flowing. Okay. Love and appreciate you, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.